What's up? I'm Janet. Welcome to my channel. Today we're making these gingerbread Wookie cookies. You will need 3/4 cup of unsalted butter, room temperature, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 egg, 3/4 cup of molasses, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then beat all of those ingredients until well combined. I used an electric mixer to make it easier. You can hand mix this as well. Put that off to the side, grab another bowl, and we're going to mix our dry ingredients, which is 3½ cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1½ teaspoons of ginger, 1½ teaspoon of nutmeg, 3/4 teaspoons of cloves, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Mix your dry ingredients together, and then we're going to slowly add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Again, I'm going to use an electric mixer, but you can beat this by hand. It will get a little tough towards the end because there's a lot of flour in this recipe. So slowly add your dry ingredients in until all the flour looks combined into your cookie dough. Now this next step is optional, but what I like to do, since we're going to roll out the dough, I like to make 4 or 5 large balls before I refrigerate. That way after I take it out of the refrigerator, it's easy to handle when you roll it out. So before we roll it out, we need to refrigerate this for at least 2 hours. Now it's time to roll out our dough. So first I'm going to lay down a wet paper towel on my counter, because if I don't, my cutting board will move around. Then we flour our cutting board. I'm going to flour my rolling pin because I have a wooden rolling pin. So this is why I like to refrigerate my dough into balls first. They just come out of the refrigerator as a ball. I don't have to do anything with it, since it is a little harder. It's perfect. And then I just smack it flat on both sides. I don't know why. This is just me. It makes it easier. Get that all nice and floured up and roll it out. When you roll your dough, you want to go up, down, side to side, and then throw in some angles there. This will make the dough roll out evenly, like so. Okay, check the bottom. Make sure there's flour on the bottom so we can get our little Wookie guys out with our gingerbread cookie cutter to make our Wookies. Oh, I can only make one, darn. So roll out your dough enough times to make your cookies, and then we can decorate. We have some potential Wookiees here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to elongate the torso. So gently just pull your cookies. Again, really gently. You don't want to break your dough. If you do break your dough, just kind of stitch them back together so that they get a little bit taller. So see the difference between that guy and that guy, or these two here. So I'm going to elongate the torso as much as I can, which isn't very much, but it does make a difference when they bake. So now they're a little bit taller. Now I'm going to zoom in and I'll show you what to do next. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Alright, let's focus on this one right here. I have my butter knife and I'm going to make 2 slits on his head for his eyes. You just want to press in. You don't want to press all the way through. I'm going to make a slit for his nose. And these guys are going to be serious. Wookiees are, after all, in an army. And then we're going to make slits on his body for the fur. Just kind of everywhere. That's your fur texture. Okay. Now our Wookiees are ready to bake. I'm going to bake them at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. And then we can do the second half of our decoration. Okay. Here are my Wookiees out of the oven. They got a little bit taller. They do look a little crackled. You can kind of tell that I messed with them right there on their torso. But they kept their fur, which is good, their eyes and their nose. So I'm going to let them cool for about 5 minutes and then we're going to get the decorating. Okay, so for the decoration parts, I just have probably about half a cup of chocolate chips in there. We're going to need some white chocolate chips, a toothpick, and a butter knife. So we're going to want to melt these brown chocolate chips. You can use semi-sweet, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever you want. We're going to melt these and then keep the white chocolate chips whole for our decorations. Okay, I've got 2 of my little Wookiees here. And first I'm going to take my melted chocolate and my butter knife. I'm going to just take a little bit on my butter knife and I'm going to create his bandolier from his shoulder down to his underarm to his waist. So draw his bandolier like that. You can make it thick or thin, whatever you want. I might make mine a little thick to match the proportions of their body. Okay. And then I'm going to take my toothpick, dip it in the melting chocolate, and cover his eyes with chocolate. So just use that dip that you made before you cooked. Put some chocolate in there with your toothpick and his nose. Alright. These are some serious Wookiees. They don't have mouths. Okay. Then the last step is to take your white chocolate chips and put it on the bandolier. If you made your bandolier wide, you could probably do 2 white chocolate chips side by side down the row. And there you have it. There's our Wookiees. What do y'all think? Do they look good?